Hi, and welcome to Follow the Reader. My name is Karen Leahy, and I'm the Digital Services Librarian at the South Kingstown Public Library. Today, I'm joined by Lindsey Brierly from the Matunuck Oyster Bar. How are you today, Lindsey?
Excellent. How are you?
I'm good. What is going on with the Matunuck Oyster Bar these days?
So summer's coming to a close or winding down. It's still a great time to come out and come on the rooftop. It's the perfect weather, in my opinion. Enjoy the sunset and not have too much heat happening. We're still doing oyster farm tours, so you can purchase that on our website, rhodioysters.com, and you can go out and actually learn a lot about aquaculture and our farm. Other than that, just good views and good food.
Yeah, great. So let's jump right in. What are you reading right now?
Right now, what am I reading? I'm still reading my summer read, which was a book by Halsey, who's a singer, and she put out one of her poetry books, I Would Leave Me If I Could. So if you like her music, I would recommend that book because it's a lot like that.
That's great. And you're enjoying it?
I love it, yeah.
Good.
It's one of my favorites.
And do you have a favorite book you've read recently?
Favorite book? Yeah. So I would say Between Land and Sea.
Okay.
So it's actually about New England and it touches on Rhode Island.
Okay.
So that's a book I like to share with a lot of locals. It talks about like colonization and how the indigenous who were here and then everyone coming over and what that looks like and how the land was escaped. So that was kind of a very interesting book I've been reading recently. I probably read it, 6 months ago.
Okay. And how did you find that? Was it recommended by someone else or did you just come across it?
My mom recommended it.
I get recommendations like that too. Now, are you the type of person who uses a real bookmark, just a found piece of paper, nothing at all? What do you use to keep your place?
Anything I can find. Usually it's definitely like a piece of paper, ripped off an elastic, sometimes a napkin. I'll fold the page, or sometimes if I start to just freshly read a book, I know where I am.
Yeah.
So I can just start. I do love bookmarks. I think they're beautiful and I wish I could actually use them.
They're so hard to keep track of.
And I like to read a lot of books at the same time. So it's kind of just like, once I pick up a book, I'm like, oh, I gotta go, throw something in here. Yeah.
Yeah. Where is your favorite place to read?
So my house, I guess, there's a few spots. So I like to go out onto my roof.
Okay.
And I set up a little spot and I'll read outside on my roof. I like to read in my hammock outside. Mm-hmm. I have like a little book nook, I call it, inside. I have two. I have one upstairs and one downstairs. So anywhere comfy and depending the weather. Yeah.
And if you could recommend one book for everyone in our community to read, what would you recommend?
Oh, probably the Between Land and Sea.
That does sound like a really good one.
Yeah, it's so interesting to learn about our history here, because we had so much to do with what shaped us, and about like the agriculture and everything. But I guess I would also say A People's History of the United States.
Okay.
I feel like that's a classic. But also I'm rereading, I got the Frankenstein hardcover.
Nice.
And the Wizard of Oz hardcover.
Those are really beautiful.
They're gorgeous. And these are my like coffee table books right now for Halloween, but rereading them and going through them. I would say for October fall vibes, those are my recommendations.
Those are good ones, yeah. Oh, what do you love about libraries?
Everything. Libraries mean a lot to me. Growing up, that's like where I spent most of my time with my family, or with my friends. As I got older, it was somewhere I could go that I felt safe, but also had that like freedom to be myself and like feel independent. So like elementary school, junior high, that's where me and my friends would go and gather and do homework or just find books, use our imagination. I feel like books gave me empathy, being able to like learn about all different walks of life from reading a book, whether it was like, nonfiction or an autobiography. So I'd say, yeah, somewhere free and safe.
Yeah. And do you have any special memory of a specific library you'd like to share with us?
I two, I guess. So the first library I fell in love with was in my school in first grade,
Yeah.
Greenbush in West Warwick. They had one of those, the library was like a circle, but it was in the ground.
Okay.
It was like very old school, like 90s, where like you could all like sit in the circle.
Yeah.
And I just really like loved that.
Yeah.
And then the Warwick Library, that's where I mostly grew up, and they had a cafe, and it was just somewhere we could go and hang out. So that place is very special. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that is all the questions I have for you today. Would you like to nominate someone to be on Follow the Reader?
Sure.
Okay.
I will nominate Pete DiStefano,
Okay.
Stefano Construction.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So that's all we have for Follow the Reader today. It was great to talk to you, Lindsey, and hear about what you're reading. And it's a good reminder that it would be a great time to go see the sunset at the Matunuck Oyster Bar.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks. Have a good rest of your day.
You too. Thank you.